Hey guys, I am back once again for another video. Sorry I was away for a few days. I was busy with some stuff. And I have got to make this video because I am so freaking sick. So sick and tired of the NFL, National Football League. It's garbage. The brand, the product, it's just absolute garbage. I mean, and I'm a diehard football fan. I love football. I've always been a fan of NFL football, obviously college football, and even high school football. But you could tell the NFL has turned into, over these last several years, especially the last like 5, 6 years, into such a freaking monopoly in a star-ridden league where like they only care about the stars of each team. They don't even care about team football anymore. For instance, take what happened over the weekend between the Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs. That game, you could just tell, man, it was so fucking rigged. That in terms, I mean, I don't want to say, I don't know if whether it was everything about the game, every single detail was rigged, but you could just tell that the referees, the officials of the game, were completely biased towards one particular team, and that was the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, who's the big cash cow for the NFL today. I mean, you see him all the time in commercials, State Farm commercials. He's, he's definitely considered the face of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. What is he, 27 years old? He's got one Super Bowl under his belt. If they beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a couple weeks, that'll be 2 Super Bowls for him. But you could just tell that the NFL is so biased towards Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. The game was bullcrap. For any of you that watched the game, you already know. For those of you that didn't watch the game, I suggest either watching a replay of the game or the replays of the highlight, because there was just so many bullcrap calls. Like the play where the dude for Cincinnati ran into Patrick Mahomes when he was out of bounds, and then they tacked on an extra 15 yards penalty. Excessive roughness. The dude couldn't even stop. It was momentum. He kind of pushed Mahomes when he was out of bounds, but it wasn't it wasn't a real big deal. Hell, that dude ended up, I think, hurt and in worse shape than Patrick did, because that dude slammed into a couple of people and hit some equipment. So it was like freaking, either way, it was a stupid call. And then that set up the game-winning field goal for Kansas City because of that 15-yard penalty, and which the game should have went into overtime. But I don't know. I just really tired of the NFL, and like I remember, I don't know, probably less than 20 years ago, 15 years ago, the NFL used to be so freaking based and sold on the team aspect of the sport. Your defense, your offense, and your special teams. All 3 phases. And coaching also was always considered a big deal. And back in those days, they never even used to like pump up just one player and say this one guy's. Yeah, they would promote their stars. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't make it all about one player and say, is he the GOAT, the greatest of all time? Is he going to break Montana's record or Tom Brady's record or whatever? They just let the guys play. They didn't constantly make all these stupid comparisons, and like they do today, like Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs were to win the Super Bowl, which would be their 2nd Super Bowl, ESPN and Fox Sports, all the major sports networks and sports analysts, they're going to be saying, "Oh, he's already the greatest of all time, and he's going to break Brady's records," and blah blah blah. Instead of just letting the guys finish, let them finish their career. But yeah, to me, it's just it's so nauseating. Like when I was watching that game. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. For those of you that know me, yes, I am a Bengals fan, so I probably sound like I'm being a bit of a homer, by bashing Kansas City, because yes, we did lose the game, and obviously I'm not happy. I could care less about the Kansas City Chiefs. I've never cared for Kansas City. So, of course, you could always say, yeah, maybe I'm just being a little bit, sour grapes because my team lost. But I don't know. I watched the game with my own two eyes, and I could tell once again the Bengals were getting the raw end of the deal with the officials, the referees. That's the one thing that I'm getting so sick of. Over the years, Cincinnati has had to deal with not only their opponent on the field, but the referees on the field. So it's like they're going up against two to one. And I've said this before time and time again. I still think the NFL hates Cincinnati and they hate the Cincinnati Bengals because I've never seen a team get that many poor breaks. That much crap against them all the time. And it's always the big critical games, championship games, that it happens to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been around since what? I think 1968, 1969, somewhere around there. 68, the Bengals first was created. So they've been around, 54 years, 55 years? They've never won a single championship in those 55 years. Zero. Zilch. And I'm pretty sure that's not a coincidence. Pretty sure that's not. I see all these other football teams in the NFL win at least one championship, even the Detroit Lions a long time ago, back in the day, before the Super Bowl era, they won a few, or I think quite a few NFL championships. So, even the lowly Lions, the team that people make fun of, they've won championships just before the Super Bowl era. Same for the Cleveland Browns. They've won several NFL championships back before the Super Bowl. And then here we got Cincinnati. They've never won anything. So, granted, Cincinnati was, created. The Bengals first started just after the Super Bowl era began. So, to be fair, Cincinnati didn't get a play pre-Super Bowl era like the Browns did and the Lions and other teams. So the Bengals are a Super Bowl team, a Super Bowl expansion team. But yeah, they've never won a Super Bowl. They've been to 3 Super Bowls now. They've lost all 3. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know, man. I mainly want to make this video about how I just think it's ridiculous that people are still out there totally buying into the NFL being an authentic product and being all legit and real when you could clearly tell it's strictly entertainment and business, making money, entertain people, make profit. It's not about just letting these teams and letting these players just go out there and play the game. It's all dictated by the referees. I was reading this, it was a great read several years ago. This one guy talked about how the referees in the NFL, during any football game for that matter, can call a penalty on every single play. So let's say there's 100 plays in a game. They could call 100 penalties if they wanted to, because you could literally call a penalty on every single play, because those guys on the football field, the linemen, the receivers, the running backs, the quarterbacks, someone is always committing some sort of a foul, whether it be a small foul that doesn't really matter or a major foul. And those referees, if they wanted to, could throw a flag on every single play. That just proves to you that the referees dictate the game. They dictate who wins each football game, because if they want to, they could always reach in their pocket, throw that yellow flag on any play. So it's the opposite of subjective. It's objective. They can say, well, I think I saw holding, and there's nothing you could do about it. You know what's even worse about it? A coach can't even challenge a penalty. They can challenge a play, like was the guy in bounds? Was he out of bounds? Did he cross the goal line to score a touchdown? They can challenge that, but you cannot challenge a penalty. Now, I think that's bullcrap. If you're a head coach, I feel like they should change the rules where you're allowed to challenge a penalty flag. But nope, if a referee calls a flag, you can't challenge that. So, I don't know. I just think it's crap. I think the whole thing's stupid, that it's designed to where the NFL, the referees, they can control who wins each game. And it's dumb. A lot of it probably has to do with money. Vegas, gambling as well. But just ridiculous. I'm probably, honestly, thinking about, and I've never done this, I'm 36 years old. I've been watching NFL football in the Super Bowl for probably late, I don't know, 20 some odd years, almost 30 years I've been watching NFL football since I was a real little kid. This might be the first year in my pretty much most of my entire life that I might even skip the Super Bowl. I seriously don't even want to watch the Super Bowl between Philadelphia and Kansas City. I hope Philadelphia wins, by the way, just for shits and giggles, because I am just so disappointed that the NFL has catered to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. I just think you could just tell it's a love fest. They love Mahomes. They love Kansas City. They love the head coach, Andy Reid. It's such a sad thing to see because it's not neutral. It's total biasness. They love that team. They love the what Patrick Mahomes represents in terms of him being one of the greatest, if not the greatest. But I don't know. What's so stupid and silly about the whole thing is, let's take Tom Brady, for example. He's the standard of quarterbacks. He's got 7 Super Bowls to his name, 7 victories in the Super Bowl, which that's insane. I mean, it's the record by miles. He's way ahead of all the other guys. Mahomes right now has 1 Super Bowl victory, and they're already trying to make a comparison to him and Brady. Now, isn't that like really, talk about premature and having no, what do you call it? No attention span, short-term attention span basically is what that is. And total boredom. They can't even wait until he's got like 3 or 4 Super Bowls and then start to try to make a comparison. They have to compare him to Brady when he's only got 1 Super Bowl to Brady's 7. So, and you guys know, unless the NFL really is totally rigged, over the top, completely fake, there's no way Mahomes is going to win 6 more Super Bowls and tie Tom Brady. I would almost bet my life on that one, unless the league really is totally all in on Mahomes and the whole thing is fake. Everything's fake, WWE, which, hey, maybe it is. Then I guess it could happen. But if there's any legitimacy to the NFL and if there's any, sense of realness to the sport, then there's no way he's gonna win 7 Super Bowls. No way. If he wins 7 or 8 Super Bowls, Patrick Mahomes, that's gonna be the biggest giveaway to me that all the sports, NFL, basketball, all of that is just so fake that every single buddy on the team, on the bench, the coaches, they're all in on it, and it's got to be fake. Because, like I said, I would bet my entire life that Patrick Mahomes, if the game is real, is not going to win 7 Super Bowls in a real world, not a fake world. There's no way. So, anyways, guys, also let me know what you guys think about the games over the weekend. We had the Philly game, Philly 49ers game. Philly crushed the 49ers 31-7. We all know about the Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals game. Kansas City gets lucky. They get bailed out by the refs. They beat the Bengals 23-20. So now the Super Bowl matchup is set. It's going to be Kansas City, Philadelphia on February the 12th. Let me know, are you going to watch the Super Bowl? Are you excited about the 2 teams? Did Cincinnati get robbed again? Like they always seem to get robbed in like the last 50 some years of their existence. Did Kansas City, in your opinion, justifiably win the game? Is Patrick Mahomes the real deal? Is he lucky? Does the NFL love Mahomes? Are they in bed with him? See here, and also let me know. Let's see what you think about also what happened with between the Eagles and 49ers with all the injuries where they had to throw the 4th string quarterback for the Niners in. Obviously, that helped out the Eagles. A lot of people are questioning how good the Eagles really are because they haven't really beaten a lot of great teams. But they are in the Super Bowl, and they are dominating. I mean, they've been kicking ass. They beat the Giants 38-7 in the first round. Then in the NFC Championship game, they beat the 49ers to 7. So, let's see here. But anyways, guys, yeah, before I wrap this video up, yeah, I'm still so disappointed in not my team losing, the Bengals. Yeah, sure, it always sucks when your team loses, but I'm just more disappointed in the NFL in terms of the way that like I said, I feel like they've totally sold out on everybody, and they've sold out on the fans, and I feel like I said earlier, they're trying to be more and more like the NBA. The NBA is all about the stars, not the teams, but the stars. It's a star-driven league. LeBron James, Durant, all of the, it's all about the stars. Westbrook. Well, the NFL, I feel like they are just so much like that now. So much like the NBA. Patrick Mahomes, he's kind of like the golden boy right now of the NFL. He's kind of like the LeBron James of the NFL or the Michael Jordan of the NFL. Then you have your other guys behind him that are like the sidekicks trying to catch up to him, like Cincinnati's quarterback Joe Burrow, Buffalo's quarterback Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia. But it's such a freaking it's just a joke the way that they've tried turning the NFL into an individual sport. Like, just follow this one guy, he's going to carry his team to the victory at the Super Bowl. And anyone that knows football, or sports in general for that matter, knows that one player in football cannot get the job done alone. Football is probably the ultimate team sport of all the sports. All the team sports, football is probably the ultimate team sport. Your defense has to be doing good, making defensive stops. Your offense obviously all has to be clicking and on the same page. And you got to have a solid special teams with excellent coaching, play calling schemes by the head coaches. Basketball, yes, it's a little bit more individual. It's just 5-on-5. One or two guys in a basketball game can take an entire game over and win the game. Football, I just think it's ridiculous. They're trying to make it sound like one guy can carry his team. That is just such a joke. How many guys are on a football roster? Like anywhere from like 60 to 80 guys or something like that. You can't tell me that Patrick Mahomes is going out there and making that big of a difference with that many guys on the field. So I just think it's a joke. Like I said, very disappointed in the NFL. And no, I'm not, like I said earlier, but I'm not trying to sound like, sour grapes and this and that, all because I'm a Cincinnati Bengal fan. No, that's not true at all. I'm just really disappointed in the NFL, the way that they, like I said, you could tell they've clearly sold out. They've sold out. They only want the teams, you know what the NFL wants? They want the teams with the big stars to win, like Mahomes, and teams that are also big markets with large fan bases. They don't want teams like Cincinnati winning, or Detroit, or Cleveland. They want the big markets and the teams with the big stars, the star power. They want guys, like I said, Mahomes. Back in the day, it used to be, there for a while, it was always, the Steelers was always up there because they have, I think the largest fan base in the NFL. So Pittsburgh, the city, may not be a huge city, a little over 300,000 people, but their fan base is huge. So it kind of makes them bigger market. But yeah, they don't give a crap about small town, small market Cincinnati, teams like that. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. I think I went on long enough. I don't even know what I want to even title this video because I literally covered so much shit in this one video. I originally just wanted to mainly focus on the fact that the NFL fucked over the Bengals yet again. But and guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, if you want me to do a requested video for you on various different topics, maybe a follow-up on certain videos, or to answer some of your questions in a video, you could request that down below in the comments section, or go to the About section and send me an email. My email link's in there. And I try to read my emails each day and then go over my comments each day. So I think that's going to do it, guys. I'm going to call this a video. You guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your week. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, everybody.